Good afternoon and welcome to our very last quarterly meeting for school year 18-19. Can you believe it's already June? And today's quarterly meeting is probably going to be shorter than others. First, I want to just say to everyone and to all the employees, thanks for yet another great year. We had some excellent press as an organization all throughout. More than ever, districts calling and asking for consultation, workshops, and other services. It really truly was a banner year for the intermediate unit, and only going to get better into the year, school year 2019 and 2020. Before the directors share information, in regards to their specifics, some highlights. First off, Step Up Westmoreland, which I know Tim's going to talk about. Huge success countywide, and not just school age, services associated with that, but all county members in Westmoreland County. In financial services, working very hard to re-implement our financial services package, and all of the hard work to make us even more streamlined when it comes to working with our clients is a huge win there, as well as the budgeting and the general operating budget being at its lowest point in many, many years for our districts to pay in, but yet overall revenue is going up, which shows growth and that our services are in very high demand within the county as well as outside of the county. Within technology and infrastructure, the coronation of the Fred Rogers Room, and that being utilized not only for an internal resource but in external resources. We've had many different districts coming in and using our facilities, and primarily for Fred Rogers Room as well as Center Ice with that. Within curriculum, we know that E-Academy has hit record number of students taking online courses through the intermediate unit services. So a lot of great things that have happened over this past year, so many that we can't mention them all in this short quarterly meeting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it over to Dr. Thomas, and he's going to talk a little bit about student services, and then we'll just kind of go down the line here. So go ahead, Matt.
So it is the end of the year in student services, and as you would imagine, there's a lot of year-end opportunities and procedures that are in place as we wind down our operative programs such as the Clairview School, the Greensburg Partial Hospitalization Program, and then our other operative programs at the Juvenile Detention Center and Youth Shelter, at the Northern Westmoreland CTC, and at the Westmoreland County Prison. In the early intervention realm, since we run a 12-month calendar, a stretch calendar, we are sort of taking a break at this moment, but we will have service weeks in all three of June, July, and August as we wind up into the 1920 school year. And so this is a pause time for us to reflect and to appreciate all of the staff for their service, as well as to appreciate all the students that bring us goodness to all the programs that we have. One change I would like to note is I'd like to reiterate, we've announced it, but reiterate that we do have 2 staffing changes in place for student services ending this year. Brandy Minikonski, current Early Intervention Services Administrator, will be transitioning to the OCDEL, or Office for Child Development and Early Learning, as a EDA consultant, which is technical assistance for early intervention programming. And so Godspeed to Brandy as she makes that transition here around July 1st. And also to announce that Denise Needison, who's a current EI Special Education Supervisor, will be assuming the position of Early Childhood Services Administrator, with a slightly different title of Brandy's former position, also on July 1st. And so thank Brandy for her service to the IU of 17 years. She's been here as a teacher and as an administrator and supervisor, and welcoming Denise into her new role. I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. In regards to the early childhood title change, and that reflects what we want to do as a county, in the county, is begin to offer services beyond early intervention, meaning we want to be the county leader when it comes to early childhood, period. And so that's kind of the reason for the title change, is what our goals are, to be even a larger player within the county on that. All right, so let's go to curriculum services. Mr. Hamill, the floor is yours.
Okay, and I'll take that leading experts concept one step further and just mention that what I've seen this end of school year and the number of IU personnel and staff who are out in the field and who are doing work in our districts has been amazing. And I've noticed it firsthand yesterday at YAC. I was there doing a presentation myself, and unbeknownst to me, there were 6 of us there that day from across the IU doing work with teachers at YAC. And it just goes to show you the level of trust that our school districts are putting in us at this point to provide expertise and service to them. So noticed that in a big way yesterday especially. Wanted to talk a little bit about Step Up Westmoreland. It's been a pleasure to continue to help lead that initiative here. It's continued to grow and do great things within the county. Kira Matichak, who has joined us not all that long ago as a school psychologist, has been doing a great job of stepping in and leading that initiative. One of the greatest accomplishments so far has been that since December we've trained over 400 individuals in youth mental health first aid across the county. That's teachers, administrators, community members, you name it. And we've secured additional funding from the Westmoreland County Office of Behavioral Health to continue that training free of charge to our community well into next year. So we're very excited about that. And there's some other really terrific events coming up in the fall and into next spring. The group's working hard. The committees within that group are doing great work. So we look forward to the impact that that's going to have on our students as next year begins. As Dr. Conway mentioned, our E-Academy numbers were top notch this year. They were the best they've ever been. We ended up with 1,111 students who took part in the program throughout the year, nearly 5,000 course enrollments this particular year. A lot of new changes and upgrades that were made to systems, and our clientele has expressed a lot of joy over the changes that have been made. We have new people joining us as consortium members, new districts coming on board, so it's an exciting time for that program, and it's going well. Wanted to briefly mention one of our division colleagues who is leaving us, Cindy Schaefer, who's been a long-time IU employee, 13 years at this point, and she's moving on to her retirement. We greatly appreciate everything she's done and wish her well in her next step. We have done our job of interviewing and going through the process of finding our next curriculum coordinator, and we have, at our last board meeting, hired Jason Boone, who is leaving his position at Bell Vernon as a high school principal, coming here to fill the role of curriculum coordinator. So excited to have him, hopefully by the end of July, have him here on board and joining our team. So we're excited about that change. So great thanks out to the whole team and everybody who's worked hard this year. Great job, and very proud of the effort.
Okay, thank you very much, Tim. And Lynn Liu, Mrs. Liu from our Financial Services Division. So what's your update for us for this quarter?
As year-end approaches, for us it's really not any amount of downtime. We actually have a flurry of activity and a lot of busy summer months. We do final expenditure reports and year-end reconciliations for the districts. So we will be busy, but we're looking forward to getting that accomplished and starting a new year as well. 2 reminders for everybody. If you travel on IU Business, we do have a cutoff for the travel through June 30th to be submitted into the business office by August 10th so that can be processed in the correct year. So if you have travel to be reimbursed, have it submitted by then, or you don't get it reimbursed. The second piece is also if you travel on IU Business and you have need to use a rental car, we do have agreements with Avis and Enterprise. There is optional insurance that you'll be offered. Please decline that. And it's not that we're looking to you to use your personal insurance coverage. We actually have a policy of our rider on our company policy that covers any rentals both for collision and liability. So we are already covered, and just opting that additional insurance isn't an added expense that we don't need. So that's pretty much it.
All right, well, thank you very much, Lynn.
Oh, and I do want to thank my
Yeah.
staff. I always thank my staff. Ever since I started, they've been a huge, huge support to me. So I thank you all for all the work that you do.
All right, well, thank you very much. And so we did have a technical building emergency that needed to be taken care of. So therefore, Eric Vaughan was unable to join us for the quarterly meeting. All as well, just he had to step out and take care of a building issue this afternoon. So with that, we again thank you for another great year. We'll be having another quarterly meeting probably in the August-September timeframe. That schedule will be coming out in the near future. So if no one else has anything else for the good of the order, thanks again for everything that you do. Thanks for being a great organization, and we'll see you again in the first quarter of the next school year. So I don't see any questions from our standing room only, nor do I see any in my emails. So Gavin, that's a wrap. Thanks everyone. Take care.